This review of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is spoiler-free. Before we get into this, I just want to say, I was terrified this movie was gonna suck. Across the Spider-Verse was supposed to come out a while ago, like a few years ago if I recall, but got delayed due to writing. They clarified later it was nothing to worry about, everything was still going smoothly, but damn, Lord and Miller, you guys got me. You gave me a heart attack with that one. Lucky for us, this movie kicks ass. Into the Spider-Verse rocked the world when it hit theaters. And when the sequel was announced, everyone was like, well yeah, obviously, it's gonna get a sequel. Are you crazy? If it's been a while since you've seen that first installment, Miles Morales becomes Spider-Man after being bitten by a radioactive spider. He teams up with spider people from other dimensions, and they work together to stop Kingpin's dimensional collider from destroying his home universe. Now, in Across the Spider-Verse, Miles' new enemy, the Spot, is doing damage to the fabric of the multiverse, and he's pulled into a reality-hopping manhunt led by Spider-Man 2099 and his army of spider variants. Let's just hit it right off the bat. This movie rules. It will blow your already high expectations out of your ass. You know, sometimes my thumbnails can be a bit clickbaity, I admit that, but not this one. It actually changes the game. Now that I've seen what an animated movie can do, how it can blend different animation styles into a single film which also already has its own unique animation style, everything else just seems so bland by comparison. I'm sorry, but my dude, Elemental looks like a pile of garbage right now. It might as well not even try, cause it ain't getting better than this. Maybe that's a bit too antagonistic. Obviously I don't want Elemental to suck. Please prove me wrong, Disney. But what makes this movie amazing? Without getting too much into spoiler territory, the art style is all-encompassing, all-around amazing, and so much fun to watch. It makes the first Spider-Verse look safe by comparison. That is a feat. But is this movie great because of its art style? No. You know, it would have made it cool to see once and then never again if it was just amazing art style and that was it. But if that were all that were here, the movie wouldn't really be sticking in my mind the day after I saw it, like it is now. No, what makes this movie great is its ability to pull off an ambitious multiverse storyline married to a grounded and emotional story about tragedy, parenting, and forging your own path forward. We see a lot more of Gwen in this movie, and there are some moments in here that just absolutely break your heart. Her story is even more tragic than Miles is. While Disney is offering safe, emotionally shallow flicks with not much meat on the bone, Spider-Verse is making you squirm in your seat because this stuff is so almost hard to watch how heartbreaking it is. But that's what we need. We need kids to feel real, raw emotions. You know, I praise the film for its emotional intelligence.
Miles, being Spider-Man is a sacrifice.
You have a choice between saving one person and saving every world.
Film critic legend Chris Stuckman did mention in his review that the family drama in the first half could have been slimmed down just a bit and it would have been fine, and I totally agree, honestly. This movie is an ambitious 2 hours and 20 minutes, and it's fast-paced enough to keep the kids entertained. It definitely is. It's so fast. But they could have cut maybe a few small scenes here and there and bring this movie down to a crisp 2 hours, and it wouldn't have changed a whole lot. That's really my only, fixing that I would do to this movie. The pacing is a bit rough in some areas, but this is not like Lightyear pacing where it's just a boring sludge throughout. This is like just a few spots, no pun intended, of maybe where it was too fast or too slow. Very, very tiny nitpick. And that's all in the beginning. It gets way better towards the end. And that's all I can really tell you about the story. A movie like this is hard to review without going too much into spoilers. Everything would qualify as a spoiler. All the cameos, there's so many in here that they saved, and they're just brilliant. They're amazing. So I'll just say this. As a part 1 of a 2-part sequel, this movie did what it needed to do. The ending to this part 1 is satisfying and doesn't just end like Dune Part 1 did. Look, I might get some heat for this, but I did not enjoy Dune Part 1. I didn't have any emotional attachment to that original Dune, well, whatever you can call original by this point. I just didn't get attached to the remake like everyone else did because the ending was just so anticlimactic. I get it, you needed time to flesh out the world and the story, everything. That's cool. I was vibing with that world building. But if your movie ends on kind of a light beat, it's really hard for me to remember it as this grand, epic space adventure. There's some epic stuff in that part 1, don't get me wrong, but I just couldn't stick with it when the movie ends like that. But Across the Spider-Verse doesn't have this problem. Not gonna spoil the ending, obviously, but there's enough action and twists and turns, surprise revelations at the end, that it feels like a proper conclusion to this bit of the story. And I could definitely keep watching even after that 2 hours and 20 minutes. I wanted to just roll. If I could just roll right into part 2, I would. It's brilliant. And let me tell you, never before have I seen a movie with so much diversity not lean on it and use it as a crutch. To all of you red text get woke go broke individuals out there, I know you're watching. You can rest easy knowing this movie doesn't pull that stuff. Now, does that stuff bug me? Not necessarily. There's no ham-fisted message is what I'm trying to say here. Oh, there's a strong diverse cast in here, and strong female characters, and if that bugs you, well, maybe you won't like it. But this is not, Mulan, where they're not awesome on the surface and they have to kind of shove it down in your throat. The Spider Gals are just awesome and they don't have to prove it to you. What I really want this movie to do is to show the rest of Hollywood how to handle a diverse cast of characters and actually make them characters first. This movie has Spider-Woman, a pregnant Spider-Woman, Spider-Woman in a wheelchair. That Spider-Person actually makes a self-aware joke about them being differently abled. This movie knows its writing chops, and it's not afraid to show them off. Because it's not afraid to have those characters and make them actually good. I love that so much. So, is this the best movie of the year? Probably. Should you see this in the theater? Oh, absolutely. I'm a little worried because my theater was a little bit empty when I went in there to see it. I took my brother to see it, and we both really enjoyed it. But in the theater, it was just us and like 2-3 other people. But it was a very late showing, so it might not represent the masses. I really hope this movie does well. I don't know what the marketing budget was for this film, but it's gotta be big, and it needs to cover a lot of ground to make that up. I hope this is a Puss in Boots 2 situation. The good reviews carry it a lot of the way. And I think it will. It's even better than Puss in Boots 2. It's even better, dude. Support movies like this. Because let me tell you, if Disney could pull off something of this caliber, they would not be making shit like Strange World. Anyway, guys, this video was very, very aggressive. I apologize for that. Most of my videos are a little more laid back than this, but I had to give my thoughts. I had to say just how amazing this movie is, because it really is amazing. I'm not like a lot of other reviewers where they kind of give like numbers or stars. I mean, if I had to, I'd say this is probably like a 9.5, 9.7. Very, very minimal problems. They're almost non-existent. I kind of have to make them up because I don't give 10 out of 10s. This is a virtually kind of flawless movie, even better than the first one, in my opinion, and I cannot wait for the next one. To Lord and Miller, the Clone High reboot might not have stuck with general audiences like you may have wanted, or at least that's the vibe I'm getting, but this project definitely will, and I can definitely appreciate the time you put into making this perfect. So, whew. If you enjoyed this style of review, check out my other videos. I've just done some ones on Clone High, Fired on Mars, Unicorn Warriors Eternal. I make videos typically every few days, 5 to 10 minutes. New outfit for my avatar every video. That's kind of our thing. Check out the Discord. We're getting more and more people in there every day now. If you want to connect with me on a personal level, or just have a small community to post your art, get some new followers. And I think we're going to add a channel on that Discord server for movie reviews, non-spoilers, and a channel for spoiler reviews as well, so as to provide a little organization there. You can give me some outfit requests if you want. Those are always fun. Next video is going to be an outfit that was requested. I'll give you a shout out if you request something. Always do. And lastly, I want to get back into making full body drawings for every video again. Maybe not every video, maybe every few videos. Those will be going up either on the Discord or maybe an Instagram, probably a Discord. I want to get out more incentives to joining the Discord. You get early access to possible thumbnails, outfits, extra outfits that I didn't use, some full body drawings, behind the scenes stuff, and things like that. So, like, subscribe, do all that stuff if you want. I love you all. Stay safe out there. Good night.